This is an introduction to SOAPSTone reading strategy. This video is intended for my IB Language A standard level students. However, this video is also useful for HL students and students taking AP English. This video will introduce the reading strategy. Future videos will apply the reading strategy to a text. SOAPSTone is an acronym that stands for speaker, occasion, audience, purpose, subject, and tone. It's a mnemonic device to help you memorize the strategy. For example, remember the mnemonic fanboys to help you memorize conjunctions. This reading strategy is used for rhetorical analysis, develop critical reading skills, and organize writing assignments. As you read various texts, you should pay attention to the speaker, also referred to as voice. Who is the voice that tells the story? The author and the speaker are not necessarily the same. Furthermore, what can be assumed about the speaker? Aspects to consider are age, gender, class, emotional state, level of education, etc., so on and so on. Can you think of other relevant aspects of identity that could affect the speaker and shape their point of view? Perhaps you may be considering race, nationality, next is occasion. There are two important distinctions you must be aware of. First, the larger occasion, and second, the immediate occasion. Another way to look at this is to ask, what were the direct and indirect influences on the speaker? This is a very simplified approach to considering occasion. However, this is a good starting point. Next is audience. Audience refers to the intended reader. The emphasis here is on intended. Does the speaker identify a target audience? If not, then you must pay attention to such features as register, diction, style, etc. to determine the intended audience. If you're making an inference, then you must provide evidence to support your inference. Furthermore, try to be specific when identifying target audience. It's inappropriate to say the target audience is everyone. To say that the target audience is everyone, that's too general and imprecise. Consider the evidence carefully, then assert your inference. Next is purpose. Purpose in general falls into three broad categories. 1, to inform. 2 is to persuade. And 3 is to resolve. As you determine the purpose by analyzing the text, you can start by considering the general purpose, then identify the specifics. Next is subject. Subject, similar to theme, you should be able to state in a few words or a phrase. As you discuss subject, you can further develop your analysis by explaining how the speaker presents the subject. You can also explain how the speaker deals with the subject, which relates to the final part in SOAPSTone analysis, which is tone. Tone is the attitude of the author or speaker. This may be easy to determine in spoken word, but more challenging for the written word. Additionally, it may be challenging for students to articulate what they have determined to be the tone. This is largely due to a lack of vocabulary to express what they've identified. It might help to think of different moods that a person could have. Next, try to match the text to the correct mood. So it might be easier for students to explain moods. That's a more common task that they do. Those words and vocabulary used to describe moods are the same vocabulary used to describe tone. Things to consider when trying to determine the tone is the topic. The title may reveal a lot of information. Word choice or diction. And also the value of those words or connotation. What's the connotative value of the words, as well as occasion in which the speaker is producing that text. Here's a summary. Your job as a language and literature student is to analyze text to determine the writer's main message. In doing so, you must look at various features of the text, such as patterns, rhetorical devices, poetic devices, sound devices, etc. Also consider this list: patterns, things that are remarkable, things that are interesting, this is perhaps subjective, things that support the main message, very important, ways that parts of the text link to each other, connections you make to things you know or have read, or allusions. Right. In conclusion, this is the final slide of the presentation. Read through it carefully to decide if you understand the concepts. If you are unsure, then go back and rewatch the relevant section. The next video or videos to follow will be an application of SOAPSTone. I will show you how to do a close read using SOAPSTone analysis.